Wednesday. Exciting. Watch swap. This is generally a shorter video. We don't really go into depth of what it is. We try explaining it and ask the other person if it's something they would watch. I'm gonna tell. When it comes to our relationship, I'm the sports, the interested in combat and everything, and you're more anime than I am, and that's one of the things that we share in common. But you know 20 times more than I do. So with Wednesday Watch Swap, I try to tell you about one of my favorite sports movies, and then you tell me about one of your favorite animes, and if it would be something that the other would watch. So for this Watch Swap, we're talking about I'm going to be talking about a movie called The Hammer,
and I'm going to be talking about an anime. I almost said movie. An anime called Rising of the Shield Hero.
Alright, so, The Hammer is about... Well, let me pull up the plot so I can...
Yeah, I pulled up a summary of mine.
Yeah, because I don't want to give you a terrible description of it, and you'd be like, that sounds like it sucks. I would never watch it. And then I'd be like, oh, wait, no, I was wrong. Okay. So, The Hammer is based on the life of the UFC fighter Matt the Hammer Hamill, is a coming-of-age drama about the first deaf wrestler's journey to a national collegiate championship. Raised among those with the ability to hear, Matt finds himself no less an outsider amidst the deaf community. But through sheer determination, he turns what could be a disability into an asset, and in the process serves as an inspiration for both those who can hear and those who cannot. So as you can tell, as a little kid, of course he's bullied by everybody in his school. His brother doesn't really stick up for him. But his mom ends up dating, I believe his mom ends up dating this guy that's a coach for wrestling, and he gets Matt into wrestling. And, of course, it's a struggle for him because he can't really hear the whistle. He can't hear his coach yell at him to get the job done or whatever. But he eventually learns it, turns into a great wrestler. And he's been dealing with people who can hear for the longest time, that when he goes to a deaf community college, he doesn't really adjust well because... people tell him to read their lips, and he doesn't understand because they're signing and everything. He doesn't really know sign language because he can read lips, but they tell him to sign, and he's like, I don't know how to sign. So he ends up learning how to sign and everything. So coming from a guy who I wrestled for 4 years. First off, was a pain in the ass for me. I can't imagine how it was for him. But how hard, if you had a brother who was hard of hearing and wanted to get into all these sports or whatever, how would you join sports with him and help him through everything? I feel like that would be my first question for you. Like if he's like, hey, Arrow, I want to play football. I want to wrestle. Will you do it with me? I'm scared. Would you do it with him?
I feel like I would.
Would you?
Not so much wrestling, because I couldn't see myself in a singlet.
See, I think you could. I've been telling you for the longest time, I want you to get into Muay Thai. Because you have long-ass legs and long-ass arms. I think you would be great at fucking Muay Thai.
That I have zero time for it.
Boy, you would be so fucking good at Muay Thai. Your fucking teeth would be nasty. But I'm getting too excited. So how long would you last in wrestling and football if he wanted you to go with him?
Wrestling, not very long.
Okay.
I did play 1 year of football.
Okay.
I wasn't on the main team, but I mean, if I'd it's like I've said to multiple people, if I was in it when I was younger, I
Yep.
probably would have stuck with it.
Yep. I think that's wrestling too. You have to get into it when you're younger because if you just hop in it when you're like 16, like you got
Yeah.
people in your weight class that have been doing it. Like there was this kid that I wrestled with. He wasn't in my weight class, but he was in my school. I'm not gonna say his first name or whatever, but his name was Crossan, and his dad. When the story is because I didn't know him when he was a little kid because I moved there when I was 13, but his name was Crossan, and apparently, so I wrestled at 145. He wrestled at 105 when he first started, and his dad got him on ADHD medicine with steroids in it, and like over the summer he fucking jacked up, and he bumped 20 pounds. And by the end of his senior year, he was wrestling at 180, 190. It was big guy, scared the shit out of me. But like I was saying, you can't jump into it when you're just in high school. Like there's kids there that have been doing it their whole life.
Oh yeah.
God damn. Which is what I want to do with Little Red. Now I'm glad Mrs. Red agrees with me. Because first off, girls are vicious towards each other. They're terrible to each other. They're mean. So I was bullied a lot in school. I wish I took better care of myself so I could have defended myself. But it is what it is. So I want to get her into wrestling as a kids wrestling, and I want to get her into kids jitsu. Miss Red says she doesn't want her to do Muay Thai, which okay, that's fine.
It's the deadliest fucking sport on the world.
My wife went to one of my classes just because she wanted to watch. And I'll never forget it. It was my first month into Muay Thai. Now I'm telling you this as I'm like I want you to get into it, but there are these people called mat enforcers, and it's when they feel someone's being bullied on the mat, they step in next and they beat the shit out of the other person. They're like, hey, you need to calm down. So I'm lucky I made friends off the bat with people, because when I was sparring with this one kid, he was mean. He rocked my shit for the first time. It was terrible. I was rocked for the first time, and I was like, this fucking sucks. And they saw it, so they sparred with him next, and after they met and forced him, he like changed his attitude or whatever. But yeah, Miss Red's like, I don't want her to get into Muay Thai, which is fine, because all she has to do is take a bitch down and choke her the fuck out. Just Little Red, just choke her the fuck out. That's all you gotta do. And then of course, if she's gonna get expelled, I'm like, well, what did that bitch do? Ooh, that's not the story. That's not why we brought you. I'm like, no, what'd that bitch do? It's gonna be one of those things. But back to the hammer. So he's being raised in a community that really don't deal with the hard of hearing. So they're all talking to him like he's a normal person, which is what should be done. Like, don't treat anybody differently. Like, treat them like they're anybody else. So, is something like that something that would interest you in a sports movie? Watching The Hammer.
Probably.
So I think what we need, because all this has to lead to us watching all this stuff, because that's the point of this, but we haven't watched any yet, because again, we need to figure out, because I'm not putting in my leave again until the last 3 weeks of December, because I got 6 weeks left. Yeah, because you get 12 for baby bonding. So I'm going to do 3 in December and 3 in May, so I can celebrate her first birthday with her. So with all this, I'm going to have to watch it on like my 6 weeks. I guess that's not really. I guess that's really all I have to. All I have to say about the Hammer. I have it on my phone. I'll watch it all the time. Um, I that's really all I have to say about it. It's a great movie, and I think if I were to, I think what I'm gonna do too is when I get done describing a sports movie and you say that you'd watch it, I think I'm gonna rank. I think I'm going to rank the movie and how I see you putting it, and I think you would give it. I think you'd give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's not gonna be. It's not going to be your favorite movie. Like I can see you going on your phone like once or twice throughout the movie, like at some parts where you're like, "Yeah, this isn't interesting me," and I'm not going to stop you or point it out to you. I'm just going to watch you watch the movie, and I think at the end of the day, when you get done watching it, I think you're going to give it a 6 out of 10. So I need to go back and watch these when we finally sit down and watch the movies. But that's my opinion, and I think that's what you need to do. Is that you're going to explain to me in anime, and you're gonna tell me what you think I would rank the first 5 episodes. So that's my opinion. I think you'll give it a 6 out of 10. We're gonna watch it soon. And with that being said, tell me about yours.
All right. My anime that I am going to be talking about is Rising of a Shield Hero. This is an anime about a Japanese student who is transported to a parallel universe and chosen as one of the 4 heroes to save the world from destruction. And these heroes are called cardinal heroes. There's one that has a shield, one with a spear, one with a sword, and one with a bow. And basically everybody just calls them either the shield hero, sword hero, spear hero, and they just so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And the main character, which is the shield hero, is, I believe his name is Naofumi Iwatani. That's his Japanese name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he gives the other people in that world a name to go by.
Okay.
So basically, heroes are supposed to not train together, but because if they train together, for some reason their XP doesn't go up for levels.
Okay.
So they have to go their own separate ways for stories.
Okay.
And to gain XP. And Shield Hero gets completely screwed over episode 1.
Who does?
The Shield Hero, the main character, gets screwed over in episode 1.
Okay.
And gets presumed to be the bad guy of a crime, which I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil the actual
right
first episode. But it's fucked.
Okay.
But he gets his revenge, which is funny as shit.
Okay. Now, what are we currently watching that you put on a couple weeks ago?
Solo Leveling.
Okay, gotcha.
Which I also rewatched myself again.
Okay, I might have to. That might have to be one of them I watch. But go on.
And they go around. There's, I think it's called a Dragon Hourglass. It's just massive hourglass.
That's
probably,
how I saw it. That's
probably bigger than probably bigger than this, taller than this room.
That's what I thought when you said a dragon hourglass. I'm like, oh, that's gotta be fucking huge.
And basically, a timer shows up on the hourglass, or wherever they are. There's a timer in like their little corner where there's a menu button in that.
Okay.
And it tells them how much time until the next, what they call waves.
Okay.
And they have to defeat the boss monster of the wave. And I don't know how many waves there are.
Okay.
I believe there's 4 seasons right now. Yeah, I believe there's 4.
Okay.
And so far I've only seen like 3 or 4 waves.
Okay.
And then they fought this giant fucking tortoise.
Okay.
And that's really all I can say about that. There's not much I can say without spoiling part of the show.
Okay.
I think you're gonna fucking love the first episode.
Oh,
I think you're
damn.
gonna find it funny.
Okay.
Because you'll I don't think you see him in the first. I don't think it's in the first 5 episodes where you see the full revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to rewatch it in order to find out, but I think you'll give this a. I think I'd give it maybe a 7.
Oh, okay.
It's a good enough anime.
Okay. So I guess with this series is if you guys comment and you can describe it better than we did, do so and let us know what you think the other person would give it. The first movie was Warrior. I don't think I ranked that one, but I think when you finally start watching it, since it's like a brother aspect, I think you'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Then I believe my first one was Fairy Tale.
Yep.
That one I think you're like once you start watching it and then you actually watch the full thing, I think you'll give it an 8 or a 9
Perfect.
because that's literally a family-oriented anime.
Perfect. Well, hey, with that being said, sir, I think that got the job done. See, I found with these sports movies, I explain the plot in like 5 seconds, and then that's about it. But with that being said, I'm Red.
And I'm Errol.
And we will see you Thursday tomorrow for another episode of Brock got us stuck in some shit, and we gotta get out. We'll see you then.